When you pull up to the home of Brian Wilson on Ridge Road in Damascus, it looks like any other house in the community. But upon entering, you might feel like you're in an Amazonian forest.
Oh my gosh, look at that blue one.
This is a cutest parrot. It's one of the most expensive ones out there.
But really, it's the Wilson Parrot Foundation, where neglected and abused parrots are rescued and rehabilitated.
Hello.
When he was 6 years old, Wilson's parents took him to an exotic bird show in Florida.
Sing opera?
The birds were all in cages, and it was at that moment Brian Wilson decided he would one day have a parrot of his own.
Comb my hair for me? Comb my hair.
By the age of 29, he owned 3 birds. After retiring from the Montgomery County Fire Department in 1995, Wilson took the birds on the road and made public appearances to promote fire safety.
I looked up, wham!
Then, after suffering devastating injuries in a car accident later that year,
Woke up 2 months later.
Oh, wow.
I was totally paralyzed.
it was his birds that gave him the will to walk and talk again.
And they started talking. And I kept trying to say what they were saying. And all of a sudden it popped out of my mouth. One word, well then it clicked 2 or 3 other words. And within 7 or 8 months, people could understand me, I could talk. Well then during that 8-month period, I had to learn to walk again. I had to take care of my babies.
So now Brian Wilson gives back to these birds who rehabilitated him by fostering them and finding each one a new home.
So would you say that these birds have saved you since your first
They
accident?
absolutely did. I would be in a nursing home, not talking anymore, and a 2-year-old in a wheelchair in a nursing home.
Today, the foundation is home to dozens of birds of various varieties. Brian Wilson says he frequently has to turn away people who want to give up their birds.
I really wish I could take them in. I just can't take anymore. You know, I just can't.
And to be able to adopt one of his feathered creatures, there are expectations.
So I won't adopt any birds out unless they're at least 30. And if I know that they're going to have children after 30, I don't let them have it. And for them to adopt a bird from here, they have to volunteer 3 to 6 months prior to, because I want them to prove to me that the bird will in fact love them more than me. I've brought them all around to being happy birds, and I want them to stay that way.
Brian Wilson is a bird whisperer of sorts. When greeting his birds, he makes sure he gives each one a kiss.
Give me a kiss. You give them love, they'll give.
His mission is to teach the public about having parrots as pets and how to properly provide for them. The Wilson Parrot Foundation is a nonprofit organization and is run strictly by volunteers.
And you rely solely on volunteers here.
Volunteers and donations. That's Pickle.
That's Pickle.
It would be Wilson's dream to eventually have a farm so he wouldn't have to turn any birds away.
What we do before anything else is done, volunteers, we have to keep the place spotless. All the volunteers are mopping, they're pressure washing, and they're playing with the birds. Number two, they have to get all the fresh fruits and vegetables in pellets. Let them eat, then they can play with them.
Wilson convinced our videographer
That's hilarious.
and myself to let the feathered critters perch on our arms.
They're so pretty. Light.
A setback in his recovery has prevented Brian Wilson from taking his birds on the road to raise funds for his organization.
Since the accident 2.5 years ago, I lost a lot of use that I had on my right side.
But that's not stopping him.
Hey girl, give me a kiss.
This Birdman of Damascus says he is committed to helping parrots lead healthier, happier lives.
Say bye-bye. Bye-bye.